Good morning to all. How are you all today? Fine. Today we are going to start a new topic which is whole numbers, whole and natural numbers. So let's start. I think it sounds pretty boring, yes? But it is interesting because today we are going to learn the evolution of the number. How was the number was invented? How were these 1, 2 and so on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and so on came to this world? How was this happen? So let's see. Today in this video we are going to learn the evolution of the numbers plus the whole and the natural numbers. So let's start. But before that I want to ask you one question. Do you know that what language does a computer understand or speaks? How does the calculator solve the problems? By which language does it understand? So let me give you the answer. It is the language which is used by the computer is known as the binary language. What is it called? It is called as binary language. And here is some weird thing about this. This language only uses the two digits. Do you know? What are they? They are 0 and 1. Only 2 digits, 2 numbers. And all the things in this language is just a beautiful combination of the 0 and 1. And that's because it is a 0 and 1 is a part of this binary language. These both of them are known as the binary digits. These both of them are known as a binary digits. Yes? So now let's move on to the evolution of the numbers. I think this binary language is clear to you. Binary digits and this whole. Let's move on. So now let's understand the evolution of numbers. Evolution of numbers. So do you know about the Shango bone? Let me tell you. So we had found that Ishango bone in the first we had found this Ishango bone in the Congo. You know what is Congo? Congo is the name of the place. So we had found this bone in the first time we had found this in the the place which is known as the Congo. And what is special about this bone? In this bone we had find some lines. What are they? Let me explain you. So let's take that this is the Ishango bone and there was the 3 rows in that. The top row contains some lines like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. And the bottom also like this, that lines. And the center also contains some lines. And do you know that this at the top and the bottom the number of line was just exactly same. It was 60 at the top and at the bottom. And at the center there was 48 lines. Now you will ask, why I'm telling this to you? ago. Yes? What a special thing about it. So let's learn this let's learn the evolution of the numbers. How does the number started and which place does it start, and who introduced the world to this counting? Let's learn about that. So firstly, at the Middle East, there was a place which is known as the Sumer. And in that there was lived a small civilization which is known as the Sumerian civilization. Sumerians, Sumerians. Sumerian. Very similar terms. Very similar names, of course. So there was lived a Sumer civilization. Now this civilization introduced the world beautiful system of the counting. This small civilization, what does they do? They invented a first ever one. So what they had done, they had used the tokens for counting things. Yeah. Now the tokens which I am talking about is not the same as the token which are used today in the banks, in the when we go to the pizza shop and anywhere else. The token these token was the clay, the wet soil which is the clay carved into a beautiful shape was known as the tokens. In the different shape is known as the tokens. Now they started counting with the triangular tokens, So they think that, or they used one triangular token for representing the one. For representing the two, they take the two token. But wait, they don't say like I have a two something. They say like I have this and this token. They don't know 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And this happened. They also write it the one. They had also written the one. So the first ever written one was something like this. A triangle, something like this you can see. For writing the 2, they write like this. For 3, for 4 and so on. Now, this happens around 4000 BC. This happens around 4000 BC. Now, this beautiful system of counting starts continuing and starts spreading throughout the world. And it reaches the most beautiful civilization. Guess? Okay, let me give you a clue. Like in that country there is a Nile river. Guessed? Of course, the Egypt. So in the Egypt, what happened? The Egyptians start giving new symbols for counting the number. They gave the symbol for the 1, for the 10, for the 100 and so on. And they had also given a symbol for 1 million. so small civilization, and they don't thought about 1 million at all. So what was the symbols? Let me give you a little example for that. Let me give you the sign of the 1 and 10. It was written as like one piece of the rope is representing the 1 and a curved rope, something like this, represents the 10. Clear? So let's move on. What happens? Let's follow the journey of the numbers throughout the world. What happens next? Now these Egyptians, now they were introduced with the system of the counting, and they also give some symbols to that. And do you know that they had invented, the cubit also. What was their cubit? The cubit, which they thought that the cubit is, from the elbow, your length from the elbow to your, this finger, the middle finger, and a width of your palm, width of someone's palm. So they thought that this is the cubit, 1 cubit, and they used this measure throughout for building so many beautiful things. The pyramid, the great pyramid of the Giza, very famous, yeah? 8 wonders of the world. One of the 8 wonders of the world. So what happens next? When the numbers start continuing, and then the number had reached to the Greece. And when the number reached to the Egyptian, when the Egyptian was introduced by the counting system, that happens around 3000 BC. That happens around the 3000 BC. What happens next? Next, what happens that it goes to the number system was then goes to the Greece. And do you know that there was a famous mathematician which was known as the Pythagoras. And the Pythagoras has just defined the whole number. He defined that the whole number is a collection of 1. Yeah, the 1, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So he had defined the whole number as the collection of the ones. What happens next? There was one more mathematician, one more famous mathematician which was known as Archimedes. And he also gave some more, he also add something more to the whole numbers, to the number. He gave a new level to the numbers. But he was caught by the Romans. And after that, the Roman numerals was invented. The Roman numerals was invented, and the Roman numerals are used till now. Yes? Have you ever seen a clock with the Roman numerals? Yes? Yeah. So the Roman numerals are even used today. At this time, now I am seeing. So what happens next? Do you know? Now I think you are wondering that how was these number, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4 invented? These Hindu-Arabic numbers was invented. Let me tell you. So you will be going to feel proud because number, the 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the Hindu-Arabic numbers numeral system, was invented by the Indians. Yes, that was invented by the Indians. And what if I tell you that the zero is also invented by the Indians? A proud feeling, proud feeling statement, yes? So, that's why it is known, the numeral system which we use today, 1, 2, 3, 4, was invented by the Indians, and that's why it is known as the Hindu-Arabic numeral system. Yes? I think this is clear to you. And after the invention of the zero, what happens that, the whole numbers, in the whole numbers, the new number, the new digit was added in that. That was, of course, the zero. And that is the whole number. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now there was one more which is known as the natural numbers, and this natural number was written first in the Ars Cogitandi. It is a book, and that was written by the Jack Bernouilli. Let me write the name. So there was a book which is known as the Ars Cogitandi. And in this book was written by the Jack Bernouilli. Jack Bernouilli. Very weird type of name, yes? Yeah. So what happened that he had just removed the zero from the natural number, and he had defined the natural number as the counting numbers. What he had said? He had said that the natural numbers are the counting numbers. And when you are counting something like that, I have two markers, I am not counting like this. 0, 1, 2 and so on. Yes, I will start counting, or you will start counting with the 1. So, that's why the natural number, contains 1, 2, 3 and so on. I think this is also clear to you. And what happens next? What happens? Do you know that how was which person has who invented the calculator which we use today? Because at that time what happens that the humans start making so many errors, because the number was invented and there was operation was invented also, the addition, the subtraction, the multiplication, division and so on. So what does happen that the humans start doing some errors in the calculation, and this was start becoming a big problem. And do you know that Leibniz is again a mathematician. Sorry, it is not. I am not sure that he is Leibniz is a mathematician, but you know that Leibniz, he invented the calculator. Invented the calculator, which we use today, yes? And at the first time he gave name to it as stepped like that type of, and that was the first calculator. What happens next? In England, what happens that a computer, the first computer was invented, and that was known by the name, it was known as the it was known as the Callisus. Yeah, of course. Okay, sorry. It is Colossus. It was Colossus, yeah? Colossus. So that was the first computer which was invented. And do you know that calculator and this computer used the language which is binary, of course. The beautiful combination of the 0 and the 1. I think that this evolution of the number is clear to you. But one more fact I want to tell you, that that the 0 was invented invented by the Indians, and we had found the 0 written. We had found the 0 written in the Chaturbhuj temple, which is in the Gwalior in the Madhya Pradesh, India. Let me write down for you. So we had found that the 0 was written in the Chaturbhuj temple, which is in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, yes. Madhya Pradesh, India. It was written, the 0 was written in this Chaturbhuj temple. In the Chaturbhuj temple, it was found in the Chaturbhuj temple in Gwalior, which is in the Madhya Pradesh in India. I think this evolution of the number is also clear to you. Yes? So let's move on. And now I think it is around 20 minutes. And now I should stop over here. And I think that this whole and the natural number is also clear to you. And the evolution of the numbers is also clear to you. So thank you and have a cheerful day ahead. And if you want any improvement in me, so you can just comment it in the comment box. Thank you and have a cheerful day ahead. Thank you.